Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nur Arifah Fahim Mamita Rashidi and my previous school is Mahat As-Sultan Ahmad Shah Ad-Dini, Bandar Jengke, Pahang. So there is a lot of motivation for me to enter into law school, but the most have a great influence on me is basically Tun Laila, who is a law student in UiTM and currently are doing chambering. After I finish my diploma, I intend to further my studies of course, and at the same time working as an assistant to a legal officer under government department. Since my secondary years, I really have a big dreams where I want to be a litigation lawyer and also a legal officer under government department. Last but not least, skills that I gained during this semester actually soft skill. And I just want to highlight here, soft skills for a person is very important. And during the semester also, I've gained a lot new knowledge about how you make a poster or how you make a video presentations and how you present it to everyone in front of the classes.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Mira Nasihin binti Farizal. Previously, I went to Sekolah Berasrama Penuh Integrasi Jempol that is located in Batu Kikir, Negeri Sembilan. My motivation to go to law school is I love watching Latifah Koya. She is the former chief of Malaysia's Anti-Corruption Committee once upon a time. I love the way how she expressed herself as a female politician, a human activist, and also a chief committee. And I growing up watching Matt Murdock's from Daredevil. He is one of the Marvel superheroes. He is very strong and he has the abilities to memorize all the provisions and acts that makes him successful in defending his clients. Once I have finished my diploma, I am planning to continue my degree in one of any research university in Malaysia and getting fully funded by the Maybank scholarships. Once by doing so, I have secured a place in Maybank once I have graduated and in terms of finding a job. And also, in terms of career, I am interested in exploring the world of conveyancing because in my opinion, conveyancing field is well paid and most highly requested by the clients. I could also help people by helping them in terms of looking for real estates and also properties. Skills that I had learned this semester is I learned on how to do a complete written assignment in terms of doing plagiarism checking from Turnitin and learning new Microsoft Word skills such as on how to delete pages only by doing on keyboards and how to doing table of contents, and also I learned how to do a citation and also reference just only by using different terms and hacks on keyboards for Microsoft Word. I think that is all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syahlia Arnisa binti Syahrir Azmal. My previous school is Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama Perempuan Alawiyah Kanga. And my motivation to enter into law school is during my high school era, I like to watch documentary about criminal case and unsolved cases. And I also like to watch a lot of K-drama about a lawyer solving any other cases. And that's why I start to do some research about being a lawyer. My first plan after finish diploma is I want to work at any convenience store so that I have an income and I don't have to ask my parents for money. And my second plan is I want to work as a paralegal and at the same time apply for a degree in law. My career interest is I want to be a litigation lawyer and also CSI, which is a crime scene investigator. Skill that I have gained throughout this semester and last semester is I now know how to edit a video using a CapCut, and I also know how to make a PowerPoint and a poster using the app Canva. Other than that, I also have a courage to talk in front of the camera just like how I did right now, and I also have a courage to talk in front of the class. Sometimes I'm also feel nervous, but I still can control it.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Irene Christina binti Hairul Anwar. During in my high school, I went to Sekolah Menengah Agama Datuk Haji Abu Hassan Haji Sail in Pedas Negeri Sembilan. When I was in Form 4, we had this one program where we invited law students from Kuim. So, during that program, they taught us a lot about law terms, law students' life, their achievement, and so on. So, starting from that, I decided to continue my study in law after SPM. After finish my diploma, I decided to have a part-time job before further my study in degree, as I never had one before. I want to experience being in a work life and buy the things that I love with my own money. I really wanted to buy a camera because I like to capture a beautiful things. For my career interest, I really want to be a conveyancing law because I think that job suitable for me. For this semester, I am getting better in communication skill because this semester we have a lot of presentation and I gain to talk a lot in front of people. Nevertheless, I do feel nervous when I'm talking in front of them, but not as much as before.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Tengku Danish Hadi bin Tengku Faiz Izhad. My matrix number is 070687. My previous school is Sekolah Agama Menengah Pahir Jaras, which I studied my high school in Selangor. I choose lawyer for my profession because I want to help. I want to help the community. Lawyers have the unique opportunity to help others and make a difference in their life. After finishing my diploma, I plan to continue my degree because most job now requires at least a degree. And if there is an opportunity, I would like to continue my studies to master and then a PhD. Career entrance. I am more inclined to become a Sharia lawyer because I am more interested in continuing my studies in Islamic Sharia. One of the skills that I gained this semester is that I was able to hone my skill to speak in the public. It was helped by the tutorial that given by the lecturer that required me to explain it to my friend in the class.
Hey, hi, what's up,
I think I
guys?
want to buy
Today,
shoes lah. My
we
shoes
have
already
new.
broken.
How about you buy it from the
Fresh
shop?
from
They have
the oven.
really good shoes.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Here we get
nice.
sneakers.
What if we buy together?
Ah, yes, let's go.
Very suitable, very.
Hey,
What's wrong? Calm
where
down.
I get this shoe with the bad quality?
Let me see.
What should I do right now?
I think we need to refund.
As we know, a contract may be defined as an agreement between two or more parties imposing rights and obligations that may be enforced by law. However, a contract is also known as a bargain or a deal. There's even a contract when we buy products physically. But what about the products that we buy through online platform? Is it the same thing? And what about the quality of the product? Is it the same as it was advertised or it is otherwise? If it is otherwise, then how can we claim the damage?
Okay, let's begin with the first element of contract, which is offer. Offer is like an invitation to enter into contract with certain terms. The one who make the offer would be the offerer, meanwhile the other one who receive the offer known as the offeree. Offer also can be expressed in many ways such as oral statement and written statement. Same goes with acceptance, which is the second element of contract, where to enter into a contract, the offeree must agree with the offer that had been made by the offerer. Alright, moving on to the next element, which is consideration. Consideration is a performance and forbearance by promiser in exchange their promise. Without consideration, the contract cannot be formed because it is considered as the main elements in contract. And did you know, in Section 26 of Contract Act, has stated that an agreement without consideration is void. The fourth element is intention. To enter in such relationship, both parties must have intention. If there is no intention between both parties, it just considered as merely agreement, means there is no contract between them. And last but not least, the parties to the transaction must have capacity to the contract. However, certain people have limited of capacity such as mental incapacity, intoxicated persons, and minors.
In the law of contracts, there are several concepts and provisions that can be found in the Contracts Act 1950 to consider an agreement or a contract is voidable. In the Section 10 of the Contracts Act 1950, all contracts are agreements that are made by the free consent of the parties that are competent to contract for a lawful object and expressly declared invalid by this. And also, in doing a contract, it can be made by writing the contract, or also make the contract by writing it in the presence of witness, or by expressing the rational thinking on doing the contract. It can be found in the case of the Cubic Electronics against Mars Telecommunications. It is held that in the court's observation, it is held that contracts has helped them in creating a legally binding relationships, and the law of contract has helped them in acting as the reference for them. And also, the law of contracts also provides the rules when the obligations are ignored or imposed. I think that is all for my part in the freedom of parties. That is all. I pass it to the next speaker.
I'm here for the continuation from the previous section. To begin with, let's get to know what is the meaning of the contract and freedom. For the meaning of contract, as stated, as has been told from my friend, for the freedom, freedom can be defined as the power to act, speak or think as one wants. Freedom of contract, as stated in the Contracts Act 1950, a contract that is caused by coercion, misrepresentation, fraud, undue influence, and mistake is said to be voidable. So, in addition, every person has right for them before, while, and after entering into a contract. So, for us as human beings, we need to respect and appreciate the rights for others. So, for the next, for further explanation, I continue to my friend.
Misrepresentation is mentioned in Section 18 of Contracts Act 1950, which is the person who gives the information believe that it is true and that person does not have any intention to deceive the contracting party, and that party will make mistake innocently about things that are subjected to the contract. There are several elements that is need to be fulfilled before saying that the agreement is under misrepresentation. First is false representation that is made before or at the time of the contract. The principal use is caveat emptor, which means that let the buyer aware. It is applied where the buyer need to ask the seller first before making any confirmation about the product that they are going to buy. In the case of Ekma Sendirian Berhad and Norma binti Salijan, where the first defendant booked a car and paid RM800 for the deposit. When the car was delivered to the first defendant signed the contract and never made a complaint nor objection about the car. After a month, the first defendant made a complaint and returned the car to the plaintiff. The first defendant also claimed for the misrepresentation. In this case, the first defendant cannot claim for the misrepresentation because when the car was delivered to her, she should have checked it first before making any confirmation. It is the same as online shopping, where the buyer need to ask the seller first before making any confirmation to buy it. The second element is representation must be some existing or past fact. Expression of an opinion could not apply in the misrepresentation. A representative might have been induced or persuaded to enter into a contract by force term of an offer, and there will be no consideration on the part of the representative. It may be applied in online shopping where the description of the product need to be a fact and not just assumption from the seller that will lead the buyer to enter into a forced contract. Last element is a representation that was made before or at the time of the contract is made to the party misled. If the party misled want to take an action, they need to prove that the statement is made to him or her.
Nowadays, TikTok and Shopee are the most famous online buying platform, as there was parallel with the current situation.
Shopee. Shopee is one of the largest online platforms that are mostly used in most Asian countries. It is because of the affordable prices that are offered from the platform and also of the convenience interface that makes it easier for all the generations to buy online because of the lack of online experience. However, there are also some sellers that tend to take advantage by displaying different quality of product in their advertisement and also try to display different price on the products. However, by the introduction of Shopee Live, this could help any unsatisfaction that happens among their experience in shopping online. By introducing Shopee Live, the live host could go into detail of any information about the products. They could demonstrate on how to use the product, the size, the color, or anything that regarding on the products. They could also tell more about the durability of the product, and this make Shopee becomes easier for people to use, and it escalates the trust of the customers towards Shopee as one of the online shopping platforms.
TikTok shop has become famous during the pandemic of COVID-19 where everyone is stuck in their own house and do not have freedom to go out as they want. Start from that, everyone has spent their time playing with TikTok by sharing their daily life, and some other people also promote their product through the TikTok live. TikTok live shopping give every dealers an opportunity to promote their product to the public through live stream events. TikTok shop also display the seller's product by advertising with the picture and the description, but most people prefer it live stream. It is because the buyer can ask the seller about the quality of the product and the seller can answer it on the spot. Other than that, it will also avoid the buyers from being misled by the advertisement and the description. If the buyers are satisfied with the quality of the product, they can proceed with the payment. This type of shopping will make things easier for the seller because the buyers cannot blame them if there is any defect in the product since they see it with their own eyes through live stream. It shows that both parties have freedom to enter into a contract where the sellers have freedom to offer the product and the buyers have freedom to buy it or not.
In addition, we also made some observation by giving out survey question through Google Form and give it to public. Okay, here we've got 91.7% says that they have high expectation to the product that they ordered. Then we've got 92.4% says that most of the customer did not satisfied with the product. 92.4% here. Okay, and for the last question, we made an optional answers, and the most chosen answer was the low quality product, which is we've got 67.4% vote. And this kind of problem usually happen when it comes to online shopping.
Last but not least, what about the rights of a person who received a low quality products? Here we come to the last part where a person is entitled to claim the remedies under the Section 34 of the Special Relief Act, where it is stated that the person could treat the contract as avoidable and also could terminate the contract. Furthermore, Section 37 of the Act also stated that the court may require the party to whom the relief is granted to make a composition to the plaintiff which justice may require.